Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Road to Raids. Hope you guys are doing alright. And this week I went for much more interesting content. I was basically back on the Slayer grind again, and I was really trying to push through some of these massive tasks. So, as you can see on the screen here, I'm just killing Abyssal Sire, which I had been doing for 3 or 4 days. I calculated it out, and it takes me about 12 hours to complete a Sire task. It's a very long boss to deal with. However, you know, that bludgeon is quite a major goal, and it's going to help with a lot of other bosses, so I was really keen to just pump through the whole task. Yeah, so in the rest of this video, just coming up, you'll see some kind of interesting drops, some not so interesting drops, you know. It's one of those, it's kind of the up and downs of RuneScape RNG. And yeah, we'll just see where we go from there. So I finally worked out that Sire you should actually stab, but there we go, that's an unsired. That's the first one in a long time. So I think my last unsired was well before 350 KC, and that was only my second Sire at around 350 kill count. So this being my third, yeah, we'll have to see what we get. But so the first one I got the Abyssal Head, the second unsired I got the Bludgeon Spine. And let's see what this third one gives us, and if we can get really lucky. At this point I had very few kills left on the task as well, so I was pretty confident that I wouldn't be getting another unsired, unfortunately, considering my luck so far. But there we go. We got the Bludgeon Axon, which is the second piece I need for the bludgeon, basically. And yeah, so next task, hopefully I'll get another sired in that entire task, and then, you know, I can complete the bludgeon if I'm really lucky. You know, the odds of me getting the 1-2% drop or 7% drops, they're quite high really when they're not what I want. So next up we've got our crazy Archeologist task, and for some reason I went for 35 because I kind of thought maybe I'd finally go for the Malediction and the Odium Ward. Just to spoil it for you guys, we didn't get any of the shards from this guy. But we haven't done that many kills, to be fair. But I think for now on the Slayer grind front, I'll probably just go for 3 kills just to get the boost XP. Other than that, I'm not really very interested. The Odium Ward is kind of the more useful of the two for me. But yeah, again, you know, I can live without them quite happily. But we'll just check out the inventory here. So this is what I got from 35 kills, so it's not bad considering how long it takes. It's 265k, and it probably took me about 40 minutes, which is pretty bad, really. But if you're a pure, and you can only do, you know, pro range and mage, but, you know, you'll make pretty decent money killing this guy, and if you get one of the shards, it's actually even better. So after that I got a Cave Horror task, which I actually nearly skipped, but yeah, a few kills into the task I get my first Black Mask, and as you can see there, it's somehow like 940k. I've like the last time I knew they were 500k, so prices have gone crazy since I've been an Iron Man, so I was quite pleased with that. And yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but there are tiles on the floor. There are like black tiles in here, which one day I was just staring at them, and you can see it's the shape of the Black Masks. These monsters have just ripped the floor up and put that on their faces, and that's what they're using as the Black Mask, so we could do the same. But not more than a few kills later, I think this can't have been 10 kills later, there goes the second Black Mask. So I now have 4 in total. Obviously 1 is in my Slayer helm, but yeah, so it's nice to have 3 backups. And here we are. This is just a little bit later on, we're getting a little cheeky rune dagger. That's always nice, but you may be able to see in the top there the attack orbs getting very close to a level. So if we can just pop it off. No, it's not that one. There we go, 94 attack, and that actually takes me to 120 combat, which I've been at 119 for quite some time. I'm quite pleased to reach that 120 area. So yeah, you know, look at that guy with his steadfast boots. Oh, they're not steadfast, are they? The primordial boots. And yeah, you know, looking good. Now let's go and get our next task. So Duradil's been crazy for like boss tasks recently, and look, another one. He's going to give us a Judd task out of nowhere. I'll do it. Honestly, this was quite late at night. It was probably like 1 AM already, but you know, why not? Let's chuck it in. Let's do it. So yeah, I went off and did that, and I'll show you how we did in just a second. So here we are, just coming up to the Judd phase. And that's it. So the yellow one, the one that's off colour basically, highlights where Judd's going to spawn, so you can be pretty confident that Judd's going to be there. And also, whilst I'm showing you this, I had been doing some practice on the test worlds, basically. I've been trying out max gear and T-bow and dragon darts, the whole lot. Like, I was fully going for it. And I prayed the entire thing with the rigger prayer as well. So I should have been getting crazy fast times. But on the test servers, I managed to achieve, I think the first round I did 39, and then on the second round I did a 37 or something like that. And bearing in mind that's with all best in slot gear, but I did forget to get a task, so you know, there is the 20% advantage there. But then you think about the difference in range level. So I'm 93 or 94 range on this account. I'm using the worst prayer, and my gear is significantly worse. And you'll see what time comes up in just a second. Look at that, 40 minutes and 12 seconds. So, you know, that's adamant darts, by the way. But yeah, so we're going to gamble the cape, as usual, because I'm not ready to go for the Inferno yet, so I don't need to keep a spare for that. Let's see if we have any luck. Nearly did it the wrong way. I don't know why there's an option there for you to not get the pet. Like, that was a weird one. Oh, not lucky. Yeah. Oh well, we'll get some more tasks. It'll be fine. Next up, we've got a Dagon of Kings task, and again, it's a small boss task. That's kind of the annoying thing about being at Duradel. He gives you them as a boss task more often than you just get straight Dagonoth tasks, so they're only 35 kills, which is nice because it's quick, but this is the most interesting drop I got the entire trip, was a skeletal top, which is actually unique for me. I'll keep it just because it's unique, but yeah, other than that, it's really no use. So I'm still looking for every single drop from here except for the warrior ring at this point in the game. That's what being hardcore has led me to, and also kind of, I don't know why I left it so much early on, but yeah, I just wanted to be powerful before I was doing these guys quite a lot, and somehow I seem to have skipped over the area where you get Dagonoths quite a lot. So at some point I will be really hoping to get a big Dagon of Kings task and go for like Ring of the Gods and Dragon Axes and Circle and the Mud Battle Staff all in one trip, hopefully, you know. That would be the dream. But for now, still no good rings. Right, so this time we've got a Greater Demons task, which is something I've been very hopeful for. Obviously in the last video I was doing Hellhounds and I was still doing it with a Leaf Bladed Battle Axe. So I'm always hoping for Greater Demons before the next Hellhound task. You know, for a chance to get the Zamarkian Spear and then turn that into a Hasta. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, this task. I did the entire task at Zami. I really enjoy Zami. I'll just do it endlessly for like 6 hours. And I actually got a few runs where I was getting 5 kill trips, you know, obviously with some lucky drops from the minions. But yeah, I was like really pleased with myself, considering I wasn't using the Blood Barrage, which is where people tend to say that you get 5+ kill trips. Is if you're using Blood Barrage, and honestly I just couldn't be bothered, you know. So yeah, I was sometimes able to pull off 5 kill trips. More often than not it was 3 to 4, and then obviously there were some really bad trips where I'd get 1 kill. I think that only happened like twice out of the whole task. But the point of this clip is my tentacle just degraded there on the last hit of that last minion, and that's the first tentacle that I've actually fully used up now, so that's 1 whip gone. I've still got 2 left that aren't attached to Kraken tentacles, so yeah, I probably should go and get some more. Now this is an interesting kill, so we're at 129 kills and we haven't got a Zami Spear yet. So the Zami Spear is a 1 in 128 drop. Again, it's not that uncommon to go the drop rate without getting the items, so it's not too much of a problem. But the reason I showed this Dragon Dagger, which to most of you, you'd probably think that's lame as hell, this is actually an upgrade for me. Even at level 120 combat, an account that's like a year old nearly, I guess, I've now gone from a DDP plus to a DDP plus. So that is actually quite a nice little improvement for me. You know, it's not going to be that noticeable for most things, but I do still use the Dragon Dagger as best DPS for quite a few things, such as Sire. It absolutely destroys Sires from time to time. You know, you'll get like 470 XP drops when you use it on stab, and you just, oh, that second phase of Sire is just crazy easy. I've got into such a nice pattern of it. But yeah, so again, just to spoil the rest of it, because I'm not going to show you clips where I get nothing, yeah, I went all the way to about 166 kill count with Zami, and yeah, no no spear, unfortunately. So we'll just have to wait for another task and go again. And fingers crossed we can get lucky that time. Now, we did have one little treat out of this God Wars task, and so, yeah, as you probably will expect, you know, I've told you there's no spear, but there we go. So that's God Sword Shard 3, and that is actually my second of the 3 that I need to get my first blade, so that's quite nice. Hopefully we'll get the third on the third drop, you know, and not be crazy unlucky, but that'll be something we'll soon see. So, just to explain here, I'm obviously thieving, and I'm back in OpenGL, and so I got a mole task, and I was going to go to Barrows one more time for, you know, an evening to try and get the Dark's plate before I went to do the mole's task. And then whilst I was doing that, I then heard about the integrity changes, and honestly, I could not face getting 91 thieving with these coin bags and all this kind of thing. That's such a waste. They say it's not going to affect XP, but it will affect XP so bad that I don't know who they think they're kidding with that. You know, nobody's looking at their screen whilst they're doing this, so your inventory's going to fill up, and you won't be getting any XP. So it's ridiculous to suggest that that's a good fix, but oh well. You know, what can you do? It's what they've got to do for the game, and botting's too rife, and yeah. But anyway, we got to 88 thieving, and you know, this is panic thieving basically. I'm just doing it before it all goes kind of wrong basically. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys have a good one, and I hope you've had a good week as always. I'll see you on RuneScape. Take it easy and peace.